so much. You're more than generous. Well, hello and welcome to Friday Night with Jonathan Ross. Well, can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? I didn't tell you this, but tonight is our 200th show. So thank you for coming, thank you for watching. Thank you guys for being there. You know, they've sent me a fantastic cake to show their appreciation for all the hard work we put in. I haven't seen it yet, but they've sent us this in. Hats, you see, that's what it is. Okay. Look at that. Wouldn't fill up Fern Britain, would it? Look at that. But 200 shows. That's over 600 guests, although admittedly 58 of those were Ricky Gervais. And he's welcome back any time. But I'm honoured to say that we've had a telegram from the Queen. Congratulations on your 200th show. But please stop calling. The answer is still no. I'm doing Graham Norton. Now, shall we see who is in my green room this evening? I've got a great idea. My first guest is the young Turk of UK tennis, the British #1. Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted he's here. It's Andy Murray. Look at Andy. What a good-looking young man Andy has become before our very own eyes. Now, Andy is just 21 years old. That's right, isn't it, Andy?
21, yeah.
Just 21 years old. He is so young, he can't remember the last time a Brit won at Wimbledon. Mind you, neither can my granddad. In fact, neither can Bruce Forsyth, and that's really... Andy Murray, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted you're here. Thank you, Andy. My next guest is a gardener, but not just any gardener. She's one of the new breed of sexy gardeners who brought gardening, kicking and screaming into the early 80s. It's Rachel de Thame, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Rachel. The gorgeous Rachel de Thame. She's reading over another person's shoulder. Welcome, Rachel. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, John.
Rachel de Thame, thank you for coming, Rachel. Lovely to have you here. I'm looking forward to meeting you properly. Now, my next guest is an actor. He is the star of Cracker, one of the stars of Harry Potter. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only Robbie Coltrane. Hey, Robbie! Robbie, of course, took the part of Hagrid in Harry Potter after asking his 8-year-old son whether he should do it, I believe. And Robbie's son turned to him, eyes wide open in excitement, and he uttered the one word that had once made up Robbie's mind. Pension. Hey, Robbie, it's great to see you again. Thank you for joining us.
Nice
Robbie Coltrane, ladies and gentlemen. One of our finest actors. OK, that's the show. Now, before we get to that, I'm going to show you a gadget. This is my gadget of the week for you, and it comes from the home of all good gadgets, in my opinion, Japan. Do you want to know what it is? I'm going to show you what it is. See if you can guess, first of all. Have a look at this. See if you can guess what this is. All right? Look at that. Some of you are racing ahead of me there. I thought maybe, because I've got something a bit similar at home. I've got a mini vacuum cleaner for my keyboard, which I never use. You plug it in the USB thing, and it's a waste of time. I thought it might be one of those, or you think, could it be an express tile grouter? Maybe cream comes out of it for you decorating your cakes and so on. No. This is, and I never really thought there was a gap in the market for this, this is a portable bidet. A few of you going, oh, a few of you going, oh, just what I need, yeah. Especially now summer's kicked in. Tend to get a bit fusty downstairs. Now, would you like to see it in action? All right, here we go. And it goes like that. You hold that bit like that, or you hang that up on something nearby, and then you've got this bit to put up there, and then you press this, OK? Ah! Ooh, a lot more. It comes out the sides as well, look at that. Look at that. That's quite something, isn't it? Rachel, that could make a nice feature in someone's garden, couldn't it?
Looks like a watering device.
Like a little... Yeah, you could water something like that, couldn't you? So you can see, I suppose, if you were a business person, you know, it would give the executive on the go that much needed ring of confidence before they went into a meeting. You'd have to be careful where you use it, though, wouldn't you? You don't want to rejoin your restaurant date and plonk that in the middle of the table and go, there you go, love. Let's put some foam on your cappuccino. All right, there you go. Shall we get my first guest out? Please join me in welcoming Mr. Andy Murray. Britain's #1. Andy, great to have you here. Thank you for joining us. All right. First of all, I've got to make a confession here, because I've been watching Andy playing at the French Open. The Roland Garros is going on as we speak. It's just coming to, I think, Saturday it ends, doesn't it? Is that right? Is the men's final Saturday? Sunday. And I was watching you in your last match there before you were knocked out, and part of me wanted you to be knocked out, because I knew, and I don't like things, I knew that if you were knocked out, the chances were you'd come on this show. So I was sitting there thinking, oh, he's losing. Oh, good, he's losing. Oh, no, he's... And I was kind of conflicted. But the guy you played up against there, you got through to the third round, yeah? And that's the best you've done at the French Open, right?
I'd only played once before I lost my first match.
Because I guess clay, they play a different sort of tennis on clay, of course. That's not your natural game, it's not your best.
Yeah, I like to come to the net a little bit more, play more aggressive, but yeah, the clay courts they're so slow these days. So.
What's your favourite surface to play on then?
I think grass. I've had some good results on grass in the past. Obviously missed it last year.
Well, listen, you were knocked out by this fella. Now, what's his name? Almagro, is that right? Almagro.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't aware of him before, but he's a guy who's a respected clay court player. He's one of the up-and-comers on clay, of course.
Yeah, he's 4th or 5th best in the world on clay.
But then he went on to play Nadal, who you would have got if you'd beaten him.
Yeah.
And the match didn't go so well for him then, did it?
He won 3 games, he got killed, yeah.
He got killed.
So imagine how bad it would have been if I'd played Nadal.
Now, what's the deal with Nadal's left arm? It's too big compared to his right arm. It's like a child has drawn it and drawn that arm, then been called in for tea, then come back out, forgot what he did on that arm, look, and then done the other arm. Now, that's not attractive, is it? We haven't doctored that photograph, by the way. Do you think he's got bigger?
He has got bigger for sure. Yeah.
But, you've grown as well. You've filled out nicely, haven't you?
I have done, yeah. I was trying to get into the same physical shape you were in.
Prime condition.
Yeah.
This is 40 years of fast food has done this to me. So for training for you, and this is the time of year when a lot of people who play tennis, you know, amateurs or semi-pro like me, we're playing tennis this time of year and we're getting back into the game.
I've heard you're pretty good, although you lost to Jimmy Carr this morning.
No, I beat him at the tie-break.
Oh, you beat him?
Yeah, but it's very hard to get the ball past his big head when he's up at the net. It's about that big in real life. You know, you try and lob him, you have to go about 30 feet just to get over the crown. Are there people when you're playing it, because they look a bit funny, it's hard to play them?
I've never had that problem.
I just wondered.
I've not had that problem before.
That was a bit of a silly question, really, wasn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Wasn't even written down, I made that one up. Could you tell? OK, you are the #1 ranked player, and I have to be careful how I say that, here in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
#1. Put that in context for us. What does that mean in terms of in global scale? Where are you in the world if you're the #1 Brit, and what does that mean for you personally?
Yeah, I'm ranked 11 in the world just now.
Wow, well, congratulations. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Thank you.
#11 in the world. And just 21.
Yeah, I mean, the British ranking is not really that important. We don't have too many players just now, so it's more the world rankings are a bit more important.
And why is it we don't have too many players right now? Because you see there seem to be a lot of players come out of Russia, and obviously Russia's a vast continent, but, you know, it's a lot of people from there, and they go to Miami and train them up, and they come out of there, and they seem to be pretty good. We have a lot of people, you know, the Swiss seem to have quite a few.
Yeah.
Why is it that so far we haven't managed to produce the people in the top level?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, that's not what you said in the papers this week, Sunshine. Oh, someone's changed their tune, eh? Now it's got a bit hot in the old kitchen.
No, I mean, yeah, it's difficult. I mean, the Russians obviously have got an unbelievable work ethic and stuff. But,
so do you think that's what it is? Is it just wanting it more?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I moved to Spain when I was 15 to go and train there because I felt like it was more competitive practice. It was harder work and better environment for me to train in. But yeah, I don't know exactly what the problems are.
Let me ask you about your family. Let me ask you about, because your mum was a tennis coach, is that right?
She still is.
And your brother is also a gifted tennis player.
Yeah.
He's slightly older than you, is that right?
Yeah, 15 months.
Okay. Now, what's the competition like between the two of you when you were playing against each other as youngsters? How was that? And when did you start beating him? When did you start outstripping him?
It got pretty ugly. I actually got a dodgy nail. He punched me once after I won against him.
Hold on. That is hardly a big injury, is it? I'm saying I have a dodgy nail on my left hand. Like, I've got a dodgy nail from shutting it in the toilet door last week. That is not nice, is it?
No, that's not good.
Anyway, I apologise. So you'd actually get physical with each other?
Yeah, I mean, when we were younger, yeah, but when we were 14, I started to improve much more, and then Jimmy obviously only plays doubles now.
Okay, Wimbledon's looming, of course, and this is the time when British players, I guess they dread it to an extent because you're the British #1, all eyes are going to be on you now.
It's not really.
You know, yes, and you know it. Are you prepared for, what do they call it? Is it Murray Mania? Andymonium? What do they call it? It's
I think Murray Mania is
Murray Mania.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you gird your loins? Do you welcome it? Does it help you in any way?
I mean, we do get awesome support during the tournament when we're on the court as well. It's different to any of the other tournaments we play, but it's more the build-up that's harder before you go on the court.
I was there when you played. I think the first time at Wimbledon. I was in the audience and I had some terrible seats right at the back somewhere. And you played in Albandian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was about what, 3 years ago, something like that. Only about 3-4 years.
2005.
Okay, it was a great match, of course. Fabulous match. And one of the exciting things for everyone in the crowd as well, but I guess for you as well, if you were aware, was Sean Connery was there.
Yeah.
Now, did you know he was going to be there in advance? Was he there to support a fellow Scot, or was he just happened to be there that day?
Yeah, I guess he likes tennis, but yeah, I mean, it was a bit strange for me because pretty much day after my match, he gave me a call. So, to get a call from James Bond when you're playing Wimbledon for the first time.
So that's quite a week in your life. So you play Wimbledon for the first time, and James Bond phoned you up.
Wow. Yeah, it was pretty.
What
good.
did he say to you when he called?
No, he's just like, it's great, keep it going, and he, used to always just say to me, don't let the press affect you, don't let the press affect you.
He said, like, don't, you must not let the press affect you.
Yeah, sorry, and that, yeah, exactly like that.
This is Sean. I saw you playing the other day. I thought it was very good. I ran out of the voice.
No, that's exactly right.
The thing about the Sean Connery occasion, and this was, it was fun and weird, and I don't know if you're aware of what's going on around you to this extent, but there were quite a few. It seemed to me that whenever there was a gap on that particular day, a Mexican wave would be instigated.
Oh, really?
And I'm happy to join in the Mexican wave, even if I'm the only one. I'll often start one, and people just think I've been stung or something. Or, whoa! But it was going round, and here's the thing: in Wimbledon, it's a big old court that you're playing there, and as it's going round, you could almost sense someone in the crowd thinking, it's getting towards Sean Connery. The wave is getting towards James Bond. Is Sean going to join in the wave? And there was an excitement. We all going, whoa, and whoa, and you said, hold on, there's Sean over there, and you see it coming, and I could see him sitting there. And you don't know, when I heard him say something like, wave. I imagine he said that. I heard him, I didn't hear him, I saw his... Jesus, it's a wave. When it came to him, everyone was... And you know what he did? Did you know what he did when he joined in? He just sort of went... and the crowd went crazy. That must have been some moment for you. That must have been a career-defining moment thus far, one of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, the first time I played on centre court, and he made final of Wimbledon a few years beforehand, so... It was a shame that I lost the match.
Now, let's talk about Tim Henman a little bit, because I know he's a friend of yours.
Yep.
A great player. I know he's retired from the game at that level now, but he was a great player while he was there, and he got that close to winning Wimbledon, didn't he?
Did, yeah. Because
I know it's in your book, which I've been reading, Hitting Back is your book. And you kind of didn't write it yourself physically, I guess, but I guess you spoke to someone that comes out of that kind of thing, didn't it? Because it's you're 21, you won't have the time to write a proper book.
No, not bright enough to do that.
You better have time to read a magazine, I imagine. Anyway, Hitting Back is the book. I've been enjoying reading it because I'm a tennis fan anyway. But you talk about Henman in there, you talk about the amount of advice he's giving you, and it must be nice for you to have someone who's essentially been through what you are going through and about to go through, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's been great since pretty much when I went on the tour. I didn't know any of the players at all, and I was obviously 18. But Tim, yeah, he obviously gave me a lot of advice. I practiced with him a lot. He, paid for a few of my dinners and stuff. So that was good.
How is it when you then come to play someone like that, who's been a bit of a mentor, perhaps, been a friend, and then you have to play them professionally? And of course, I'm imagining you want to stuff them as much as possible. How do you get yourself in the different mindset to stop seeing them as a friend? And
yeah, that's probably the toughest part. It's only really been when I played against him I found it difficult. I played him 4 times on the tour, but yeah, it's really tough. There's not too much you can do. You just got to try and focus on winning the match. But it's a bit uncomfortable at the end of the match when you've got to shake hands and say tough luck when you don't really mean that.
Yeah. Now you've blossomed into quite a handsome young man, if you don't mind me saying so.
Thank you.
Okay. One of the pensioners in the audience went woohoo. Do you have other girls who follow the players around? Do you have to find a polite way of saying no or a discreet way of saying yes?
Yeah, occasionally, yeah. I don't say yes too often. I got a girlfriend, but yeah.
She'll understand. I mean, she'll hit you first. What about the women's players? Do you find any of the lady players attractive? Because there are some not bad-looking ladies out there playing the game.
Yeah, very good. The Russians are pretty pretty special.
Which one's the Russian? There's one Russian lady. Which one's that? Is that Kurilenko?
Yeah, she's number one.
Oh, she's a lovely looking lady. But presumably the lady, you don't have much to do with the female players, or do you see them socially? Do you guys get to meet each other much?
Yeah, I mean, at the Grand Slams, we obviously, you know, both of us, both men and women play together, but at all the other tournaments, it's pretty much just men, which is a bit.
But when you say you're playing together, you're not playing in matches,
No,
apart from mixed doubles. I mean, that's it. You don't really get to play. Do you go and see? Do you like watching ladies play tennis?
I don't really watch it much, to be honest.
I sometimes prefer it, not just for the obvious reasons that I like looking at women more than men, but I like seeing the game because it's a different sort of game. There isn't the kind of force, it isn't as fast, and often you see more finesse, I think, in women's tennis.
Yeah, a little bit sometimes, yeah. No, for sure, it's a completely different game.
Who on the men's circuit, who are the men's players do you rate the most as players? I know you mentioned Nadal you think is the best on clay.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would dispute that. Federer, for years now, has dominated the game, and he doesn't seem to be going through a particularly strong patch right now, does he?
Well, for him, yeah, I mean, he's still number one in the world.
But you've beaten him, haven't you?
I've beaten him twice, yeah.
Wow, imagine that. Imagine beating Roger Federer. And, you know, at tennis, not scale extra. What surface was that on?
I beat him once, or both times on outdoor hard courts.
Wow. And is that a good surface for you? I guess it must be.
Yeah, it's my best.
Do you think you could beat him at Wimbledon if you came up against him this year or maybe the year after?
Yeah, why not?
You have to believe it, don't you?
Yeah.
But I guess that's important, going in there, believing it.
Yeah, that's the most important thing against him. He is so good, but you have to think you've got a chance of winning because, you know, he's like everyone. He does have the odd off day.
All right, it's great meeting you. I'm so excited about seeing how your career's going to shape up because I genuinely believe you've got what it takes to go all the way. I know you're going to get at least one Grand Slam. And if it's Wimbledon, isn't that going to be just a fantastic day to be Scottish like Ross and Moe? A Scottish name. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll agree he's a fabulously talented tennis player and, you know, let's face it, he's an only so we might as well get behind him. Andy Moe, ladies and gentlemen. That was great, Andy. Thank you so much. We'll talk afterwards. Good to see you. Thank you. Andy Moe. OK, well, congratulations to supermarket chain Asda, who have launched the world's cheapest sausage. OK? Here they are. Have a look at these. These are they. They look like a regular sausage to me, OK? Don't go, It's a vegetarian that snuck in. Now, have a guess how much these sausages sell for. What do you reckon? Oh. Have a guess how much they cost for. No, don't. I'll tell you, they retail at just 2 pence each. Isn't that remarkable? 2 pence each. That's 16 pence for 8 of them. Shall we get my next guest out? Yeah. Will you please welcome Rachel de Thame, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Rachel, how are you? Nice to have you here. Hey, well, congratulations. You know, one of the things, when I read things about you, when I see stuff about you, it tends to talk about the way you look, and it says, Rachel's made gardening sexy and that kind of stuff. Does that bother you? Does that get tiresome?
No, actually, it probably is quite nice now because, you know, my age, it's probably quite good to be.
Well, how old are you?
40. I think you and I are almost contemporary.
I'm 47.
I'm 46.
So you were born in 1961.
We're both beautifully preserved.
Man, well, I'm looking great for my age. You're looking even better. But I guess in a way, what's good is it will get more people interested in gardening who might not otherwise. I mean, because when I tune in and see, like, well, when I see Alan Titchmarsh, I know a lot of the ladies love a bit of Titchmarsh. Yeah, but well, it's not very easy on the eye for me. Whereas you are. So it kind of, you know, you get what we call double bubble. I'm watching the show.
I don't know. That might be people's perception, so that's how I got into it. But I am very serious about it.
Oh, I know you are. I didn't mean to suggest otherwise. Yeah. Were you a gardening fan beforehand? Presumably you were.
Yes. I mean, I've been a gardening fan since I was a child because my father was an incredibly talented and very keen gardener, and so I just remember as a child being happiest in the garden when I was pottering around after him.
Did he teach you gardening, or you were just there helping him and you absorbed it?
Yes, it was more just being there with him and watching what he did and going with him to the nursery and all that sort of thing. And it was that classic sort of 70s, late 60s and 70s sort of gardening. So it was rock gardens and, you know, things have changed actually a lot in terms of what's...
Well, I guess there, like anything, there are fashions in gardening, like there are in clothes and in music. What's the current fashion at the moment then? What's the
still very much grasses. Grasses are still very popular.
So grass is just like pretty looking...
Not like your lawn.
No.
Though, in fact, those are out now. People
What?
are digging up their lawn and they're planting vegetables. Vegetables are that's the other big thing.
And is that because people like being able to eat their own produce, or is that because is that partly because they're worried about where money's coming from these days?
I think partially, but initially I think the start of it was that people just wanted to know where their food came from.
I love seeing, there's nothing better than seeing, like one day there's nothing on the tree and then a little bud and then it gets a bit fatter and then it's an apple.
Yeah,
it never fails to amaze me.
Well, kind of. It's not actually the... Yes, all right.
But it does. We planted some seeds a couple of years ago. Guess what grew from them?
I can't imagine.
Pumpkins. There were pumpkin seeds
that's
and
amazing,
pumpkins
isn't it?
actually
It's
grew
that
in the
little
garden.
thing like that.
Yeah,
and
but
you stick
they
it
were
in
big, mother-loving pumpkins. They were huge.
They are big. Yeah.
Yeah. Figs. I grow figs sometimes.
Okay. Do you actually get to do you ripen them?
Huh? No, I take them off the tree and eat them.
No, I'm surprised in the UK. You're in London, aren't you? So it's quite warm in London.
Yeah, but I've got extra sun. I ship it in. Robbie, you're a gardener, aren't you? Is that right? Do you garden, Robbie?
I mean, I do, yeah.
You garden?
In a primitive
What do you
sort of
garden?
way,
Do you grow
halfway.
veg or flowers?
Flowers mainly, and apples and pears and whatever will grow halfway up a mountain.
Okay,
You're
so-
slightly limited because it's very acidic soil, and most years, what happens is that the wind comes and blows the blossom away before the insects arrive, and then you don't get any fruit at all. Herself will tell you, yeah.
Is that true? Does that make sense to you, Rachel?
It does make sense
I'm
because he lives in the
impressed.
wilds.
Wow. Let me ask Andy Murray. I imagine you don't garden.
I don't do any gardening, no.
You're busy hanging out with Freddie Sane. All right. So when you're gardening, what do you enjoy about it? What's not necessarily on camera? What is it that you get from gardening?
I like getting mucky.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, okay. I like the actual gardening. I like the whole process of it. And
so dirt under your fingernails?
Yeah, and I always sort of get given stick about having amazing fingernails, which I don't. Look, they're just pretty average.
But they're nice enough nails. There's nothing wrong with them.
But it's like, unless you have compost ingrained under there the whole time, you can't be serious about it.
So is there a kind of are they quite judgmental, fellow gardeners?
I think 99% of them are not. And then there are a few who probably are and who sort of doubt my credentials.
Do you know, you look a little bit, you remind me a little bit of Nigella Lawson. You know, has that, people pointed that out to you?
People have pointed out to me, but I mean, I'm not quite as lovely and curvaceous
You're
as
not
she
quite
is.
as bouncy castle as she is.
No. But it does happen occasionally. So I'll be on the escalator somewhere and someone will say, you know, that chocolate pudding is absolutely fantastic. and I just say, thank you, you know, because I don't want to shatter their illusion. And also, I'm a lousy cook, so it's great to have somebody tell me my cooking's good.
But probably nicer than when she has someone come up to her and saying, by the way, my marrows are doing great. Is that a euphemism? So you're doing gardening. What shows do you do on a regular basis on TV?
Well, Gardener's World I still do bits for. I used to do it every week, and then I had 2 more children, and I just sort of...
So how many children do you have altogether?
4.
Wow, well, congratulations. So is there a big gap between them then?
Yeah, big gap.
OK, when were the first ones?
My eldest is 19, and then I've got a 17-year-old.
Man, now, I'm not just saying this, but you wouldn't think Rachel had a 19-year-old, would you? Say no.
Say no, God.
That was just about the rudest thing I've ever seen in the studio. I apologise.
I knew it. It's because I haven't had Botox. That's
You look
it,
fat.
isn't
No,
it?
there's no way I wouldn't have thought you had absolutely no way. So 19, then what's the next one?
17.
Are they
just
boys or
17.
girls?
Girl, boy.
OK, and then the
And
younger
then
ones?
a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Wow, now, and how is that having little ones again?
Knackering.
Yeah, I bet. But are you pleased you did it?
I'm really, really pleased I did it, but it is amazing how, you know, the energy you have when you're 20 and you have kids is slightly different from when you're in your 40s and you have kids.
Does your husband garden as well? That's a no, then.
No, not really. But he's very, very keen out because we've just planted a brand new vegetable garden and he's a brilliant cook, thankfully. So somebody
he does
can
that
cook.
side of it.
And he's really getting excited now about the vegetables and stuff.
What are your favourite flowers to grow? What are your favourite flowers to work with? And what are your favourite flowers to look at? Because I'm guessing the things might not necessarily be the same.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not into things that a lot of men are into.
What's that like?
Which is, they like things like, you know, cacti and carnivorous plants.
I like cacti.
You see? It's a boy thing. It's definitely a boy thing.
I like cacti.
They definitely appeal to men. And also it's something about sort of having a collection of plants.
Yes.
Because men like to have just only cacti or only dahlias,
Yes.
and their poor wives, you know, who want something else, you know.
OK, what about different parts of the world and how they approach their plant stuff? Are there different fashions in different parts of the globe?
Definitely. I mean, there are different... I think, first of all, we are as far as I'm concerned, the gardening nation.
Is that because of our weather?
It is largely because we've got this
seasons,
wonderful temperate seasonal climate. Which means we can grow a very wide range of different plants. But then I think other nations, I mean, although Japanese gardens are beautiful and although the French do these wonderful sort of regimented rows of things where nature is sort of controlled and so on, I just think here we have more creativity maybe in terms of doing things differently and being, you know, having a different approach.
People around the world seem to approach their gardens differently, though. I was in the south of France recently, and I noticed that in Europe, they don't trim their bushes as much as we do over here. And I was in Los Angeles, and they trim them right down there. I mean, there's nothing left. Yeah, there's nothing left. I made a saucy joke to a lady. Really nice to meet you. I'm going to give it a go because I'm sure it's I love being in gardens. You know, you just go for one in gardens. It's just a lovely, restful thing to do. So I'm sure actually feeling like you're creating something.
Better,
Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in saying thank you to a lovely guest? I hope she's inspired you, like me, to do a little bit of gardening. It's Rachel de Thame.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. That was great fun.
Thank you.
Really lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Let's get my last guest out. Please welcome Mr. Robbie Coltrane. I'm great. Robbie Coltrane, ladies and gentlemen. Good to be happy to have you here.
Hello.
Hey, it's great to see you again. I haven't seen you for years.
How are you?
I'm very well, and you're looking very well.
I was last on your show when I was about 17 and you were about...
This was
12.
The last resort back in about 1988.
That's right.
20 years ago, and you pretended, for some reason, we didn't have you on as yourself, we got you to pretend to be Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro pretending to be Marlon Brando.
Oh, it was a very complicated idea,
It was a very strange idea.
Why didn't I?
It very nearly worked.
Should have just interviewed you,
Yeah,
shouldn't I?
exactly.
Oh, we put a lot of work in.
Great fun.
Great to see you. Well, you know, Hagrid in the Harry Potter movies, I love the films, I've loved the series.
Yeah.
I can't now imagine anyone else in the role, and I don't think I could imagine who would have done it if they hadn't come to you. I mean,
that's very kind, thank you.
were you reading the books before they came to you?
I did. Well, I read them to my children, of course. Well, my son, who was that age, and there was the moment where he read in the papers that I was playing Hagrid, and he said, "You're doing Hagrid, Dad, aren't you?" And I'm going, "Well, I don't know. I've not seen the script." And he said, "But Dad, you have to do it." You know, and all these pals. There was a lot of sort of, you know, kind of, you will not get home again ever if you don't play the part.
There's how many? You finished 5 movies.
We finished 6.
So the 6th one, is this the Half-Blood Prince or the Deathly Hallows? This is the Half-Blood Prince.
Yes.
Okay.
And
so
next year we do 7, and that's been done as 2 films.
Because that's a long old book.
It is.
So that's the final book.
So otherwise it would be a 4.5-hour film, which I think might be too long.
Yeah, well, that would be...
You might have a pee break of about half an hour, wouldn't you?
Have you... Well, at our age, I just go in the seat myself. I don't know about you.
Oh, bless you.
I assume that they're absorbent.
Yes. It's that thick velvet. No one would know.
All right, so, and the new movie, the one that we've got to see, we're looking forward to, is that now... You finished filming, but is it finished? Are they still editing?
No, it's finished for what they call principal photography, which means they've taken all the pictures they need, but now it goes up to the thousands of guys who do all that stuff.
All the computer stuff,
the CGI and so forth.
And so when will it be out? Do you have an idea?
I think, well, I would say Thanksgiving.
Oh,
so.
Heading towards Christmas. Quite a strange, in a way, quite a strange thing to happen in your career. Because you were known early on for, like, you know, comedy acting as much as anything.
Yeah.
And then, of course, and we'll get to this in a minute, but Cracker came along, which was just an incredible performance.
And playing gangsters and baddies, and then suddenly being a 10-year-old's hero.
Yeah, and so
very strange.
I'm guessing a whole new audience.
A whole new audience who actually didn't recognise me because they're not allowed to sit up and watch Cracker. Yeah. So there's Crackers on bed, you know, because it's just not suitable. I mean, it's extraordinary because I mean, the children tend not to recognise me, but their parents say, "Do you know that man? It's that man."
Well, I guess because of that.
Hagrid.
Yeah, that's if you look, there's a picture of you there.
But usually they're slightly disappointed because I'm not 8'6" tall, and they go, "Are you sure, Dad? Are you sure that's it?" You know. Yeah.
So when you're filming it, presumably you're on lifted shoes, or they just shoot you from an angle?
There are so many tricks that they have invented computer programs to do this with all sorts of lenses and moves and. Sometimes, literally, I'm just standing on something this high.
Yeah, so you're standing on a box, basically.
Yeah, standing on a box, basically. But when it comes to the where you're standing with 250 extras and you're all walking, then it gets very, very complicated.
Do they bulk you up with a suit and stuff as well? I mean, do they make your body bigger?
Sadly, no. No, they don't.
Well, okay, well, let's talk about the show that you was on last year on TV here, and you've got a book out now.
Yes.
B Road Britain.
B Road Britain.
I didn't see the whole series. The two I saw, I adored, and I've been reading the book and loving it. And you have a great writing style. I mean, I really am enjoying that. What a fantastic journey. What a strange journey to go on.
Yeah.
What's the premise of the series? If people didn't see it or don't know...
Well, the premise of the series, it's like an awful lot of sort of documentary series that happen. You just... I was talking with Hamish Barber about this, we quite regularly drive between London and Glasgow, or vice versa, and you do your 500 miles, and you do it at great speed and comfort.
You do it, what, about 7 hours?
Get your MP3, depends what I'm driving and what time of night it is.
And who's watching?
I think you know what I'm saying there, Jonathan.
8 hours?
You know, 4. But you see these little spires, and you see these wonderful names, and you just think, wouldn't it be nice just to say, like a week, and just go off and
what's actually out there,
and see what happens. I mean, so much of what happens in Britain does not happen near a motorway, but even near motorways, there are all sorts of historical things happening.
Well, we never go off them, do we? I mean, we tend to use them to go where we're going. We don't enjoy the journey.
No, exactly.
And I guess in the old days, the journey was as much a part of the experience as getting there.
Exactly. And it's the old story about smelling the roses, isn't it? Yeah. And I must say, I wasn't quite sure what would happen. I mean, you do your research, and you think there's people rolling cheeses there, and there's people in Hallerton beating the bejesus out of each other, and so forth.
Is that where the bottle kicking?
Yes.
And what's the point of the bottle kicking?
Well, the point, you might spend a long time. There's a thing called a bottle, which is basically a gallon of beer.
It's like a cask, though, isn't it? It doesn't look like a bottle,
yeah. And I may say, with steel bands at the end, you really wouldn't want one on your shins. and one village and another village have to pick it up midway between the villages, and one village has to take it to their village.
Yeah. When you go to these small places, were they pleased to see you there? Were they happy to have a film crew turn up and cover this? They
were absolutely fine about it, I have to say. They were just happy to have you and let you join in with their day, you know.
Now, let me ask you about the Reverend, the motorcycle Reverend you met.
Yes.
He seems, you met some genuine characters, but in the nicest way.
Well, really interesting. I mean, I'd read about him before in the papers, about this guy who takes people to their final rest on a motorcycle. And I had visions of an old beaten-up beezer with a really cheap pine coffin stripped, strapped with bungees but no, it's absolutely beautiful. And they built these beautiful glass caskets. But it's really tasteful, and they have all sorts of little fans to stop the sort of mist from going like that. But the boot thing is really important. They have these little pockets that open up to put the boots. Boot caddies that sit in the front. So he goes to his rest with his boots on.
And he does this for fellow motorcycle enthusiasts.
You kind of think it's a kind of a bit campsy and country and western and blah, blah, but actually it's very tasteful. Because the people who do the... Stop it. The people who... No, really.
Hold it, I'm just imagining. There's a corpse, a barefooted corpse, sitting in a sidecar. He's playing country western going, it's actually very tasteful.
It is tasteful. Because the people are actually dead, so there's no joking about it. But what he was saying that was really wonderful, he says, is because some of those big Kawasaki 750s, and they just hammer up the motorway, going, beep, out the way, and they look around and go, oh my God.
But that must be incredible.
Yeah, well, I just think it's fair enough. I mean, why would you, if in life you like to drive motorcycles, be a naughty boy, you'd like to sit in a hearse?
No. Why do you want to sit in a hearse anyway? I don't want to get maudlin, but if you had the option, you collect beautiful cars. I know that you're a real enthusiast for motor vehicles. Would you like to be buried in one of them?
No, I wouldn't bury the car. Someone else should drive it, but I'd like to go to the
final resting place.
The Bernie place in a 55
Which of your car, a
hearse,
55 Caddy?
55 Caddy hearse is just gorgeous.
I'd like to go on one of those, and I'd like to have it set so that when they open the door, I pop up and surprise people. just leave them laughing or very upset. You know? Well, we mentioned earlier, we touched only very briefly on Cracker. But there was a series which, once again, at the time, I was surprised you were cast in it. And I don't mean that negatively, but I hadn't seen you do that kind of work before.
No.
And I understand that the writer, Jimmy McGovern, he wasn't convinced initially that you were the right person.
Jimmy's description of Fitz was a small, wiry man who looked like he spent a lot of his adult life in the army. So, natural choice, you know.
There you go.
But his daughters, it was his daughters that said, have a look at Robbie Coltrane. So we had a long lunch. And we talked about, the whole idea of Cracker is kind of whodunit, like all great detective stories, but It's why. How did people get like that? How did people get like that? Why did people... We all wonder that when you see headlines of...
What happened?
I mean, recently, all this stuff. You just think, how did people get like that? And McGovern went straight into it and thought, no, what we need is a guy who, for some unknown reason, and he never explains quite why Fitz understands people like that. Because he's not a mad person. He's not a person with a...
But he somehow
terrible,
does
dark
get it, doesn't
badness. Yeah, he gets it. And that's what that was all about.
The fabulous Cracker. Now, and a fantastic performance for you. How many did you do altogether? How many Crackers were there?
3 seasons, basically.
Would you do another one? Because I'm
Well, we
sure
did a
there would
special
be,
recently.
There would be an appetite for more. I know you don't want to do.
What we always wanted to do was do a film.
Yeah, that would be great. Wouldn't it?
Really, and have really big. I mean, all you have to do to raise the money is say that George Clooney's the possible suspect and Bob's your uncle, you know, because I don't have that kind of muscle to open a big Hollywood film, but plenty of other people. I think that's our next project.
But you probably wouldn't need it to have the sort of money of a big budget Hollywood movie, because it was really about the writing and the acting, wasn't it?
About
Always?
the writing
It was
and
the
acting.
situation, so it's not something where you need special effects and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not. But at the same time, you wanted to open it in America. You want to give it that zing, as we call it in showbiz.
Well, but ladies and gentlemen, join me in saying thank you to Mr. Robbie Coltrane. Robbie, awesome, great. Thank you. Well, thanks, of course, to Robbie and my other guests, Rachel de Thame and Andy Moe.